Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another JK Deal Reveal. Hope you're having a wonderful week and day, and you're getting ready for this Sunday in Canada. Anyways, Mother's Day this Sunday. And so why not buy your mother a US property this year? All right, so our deal reveal. What are we going to talk about today? What are we going to do? For those of you who are on for the very first time, these deal reveals are opportunities to show you that there are deals out there and that it doesn't take hours and days and weeks of analysis paralysis before you can take action. And so every week we have a deal. This week, here it is. 3808 Riverside Avenue in Cleveland. You notice we've been having a lot. We've been doubling down on Cleveland. Just last month, we purchased 3 properties in Cleveland, a duplexes and 2 singles. And so the deals are still there. And so let's jump in. This happens to be a duplex on Riverside Avenue for $100,000. And we're going to see how this might or might not be a deal, okay? So that's your job. Is this a deal or no deal? At any point, you can cast your vote to say if this is a deal or not. And if you particularly love what you're listening to on these deal reveals, know that we have been doing them for, 2 years now? And we've been uploading them all to YouTube so you can catch any past deal reveals if you'd like to really get a good, quick sense of what's happening and accelerate your path to your first US property. So, start the timers. Here we go. How do we analyze a deal? Well, first of all, we need that address, okay? And you can go in and go to your favorite website in the US. Is it Zillow? Is it Realtor.com? I've been enjoying Realtor quite a bit lately, so I'm going to go there. And I want to get a sense of what this property is about and how much it's worth. That's the main reason I'm here. So I'm going to scroll down. Didn't even look at the pictures yet. I want to get a sense with the real estimate here what this property is worth. What is the trend? We're seeing that across the board. Real estate goes up in value over time. We're seeing that. And right now, we seem to be right around the 110 to 120 range. Based on these 3 different algorithms that estimate a property's value in the US, we're seeing that it's somewhere between 110 and 120. Okay. Next, I'll take a quick look at the pictures just to see what kind of condition we're in. So it looks like it's tenanted currently, may or may not. We'll have to verify. It seems like it maybe hasn't been updated, but livable is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, there might be some paint issues, but overall, looks like it's for sale for 110. It is, let's go to property details here. It is a duplex. And it is a 4-2. So we got 2 bedrooms, 1 bath on one side, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath on the other. Most likely is what we have here, asking 110. But actually, this deal was submitted to me, let me go back, at $100,000. And it's gotten to a point in the negotiation where the seller is willing to seller finance 10,000 of that. And so maybe there's an opportunity to even decrease the down payment on the deal. So let's just keep that in mind as we go forward. So it looks like this property is worth somewhere between 110, 120, and we have an opportunity to buy it at 100 with 10,000 seller financed into the deal. Okay, so are we buying it at a discount? Looks like there's a little bit of a discount happening. How much work will actually be needed if you buy this property? That we'll need to figure out in an inspection, but upfront, looks like there might be a small discount or we negotiated further to buy at a bigger discount. So that's the first thing we want to look at. Are we buying at a discount? The second thing we want to take a look at is, are we buying cash flow? So this property seems to be already rented. And so I'm going to go in here and plug in the numbers in Rentometer. This is a website that you can estimate how much a long-term tenant pays in this area for this type of service, which is housing. So this property You'll notice I did not put 4.2, I put 2.1, and I'm going to multiply by 2 that number. Okay, so I'm going to analyze. And it looks like this property is probably going to be somewhere in the 800 to 850 range, right? The lower of the average and the median and the 25th percentile, because this is something that seems to be already rented, already tenanted. And so we're going to be more on the more conservative side to run our numbers. So 850 is what I'd run here. And so let's take that number. Let's say 800 times 2, because there are two 2.1s. It's a 4.2. 800 is one side of the duplex, times 2 would be both sides. So we have 1,600 a month coming in, 12 months a year. And if we're going to be using our quick 50% rule, and if you've been following these long enough, this property happens to be in Cleveland. And so in Cleveland, the expense ratio is a little bit smaller. So I'm going to use a 55% rule to be a little bit more accurate on the numbers. So 55% rule, we take our gross income, we multiply it by 55%, and we come up with 10,560, which is the NOI, the net operating income of the property. If you bought this property cash for 100,000, you would estimate to make about 10,500 a year net income, net cash flow. So if 10,560 is made a year off a $100,000 investment, you can see that this is a 10.56 or a 10.6% return on our capital. So this is a 10.6 cap, and it looks like we're buying at a small discount. So we've been in it for what, 4 minutes, all right? Is this a deal or no deal? Does this have the bones of becoming a deal? So let me know right now in the Q&A in the chat, let me know, is this a deal or no deal? You're buying a 10 plus cap rate with a little bit of a discount at purchase. I saw one thumbs up. This is it. The deal reveal's over. Here's a second thumbs up. This is the point where we're like, what do you do next, right? Well, what is the step, right? Amanda says, yes, it's worth putting an offer on. I think so, absolutely. You already know the seller is willing or is motivated because there's already this discussion of seller financing in the mix, okay? So this particular property was for sale for 110. I'll give you a little bit more information. We have a little bit more time. They were asking 110, and an offer was put in at 82,000 cash. 82,000 cash or 95 financed. That was the original offer. They said no. 3 weeks later, we do a follow-up and they compliment. They basically say, okay, we're willing to accept 100 with 10,000 seller finance. And that's where the deal is at right now, okay? No, nothing's been accepted, but that's right in the mix of it. This is the deal, okay? So let's say we get this down to 95,000. 10,560. We divide by 95,000, you'll see it becomes an 11.1 cap, okay? So the point here is at the end of the day, what's the difference between a 10.6 cap and 11.1? Is that 0.5 enough to say, no, there's no deal here, so I'm walking away, right? That's a very important question to answer, and it's one of the big learnings of these deal reveals. We are getting in here very, very quickly. I was 4 minutes and I was done, and I was explaining as we went through it. So maybe even in 3 minutes or 2.5, we could have gotten to the point where, okay, it's basically a 10 plus cap at a small discount. Let's jump in, right? So Amanda, your reflex of absolutely, it's worth putting in an offer, I love, because that's the point. We get in there, and now we're at a point where it's 100,000 with 10,000 seller finance. So if you say you go in with some traditional foreign national financing, 30% down, 30% of 100 is 30,000. If the seller's bringing 10, maybe you just need to bring $20,000 down on this deal to become the owner of a 10 cap cash flowing duplex, right? $20,000 down payment to own a duplex. That is cash flowing. Tell me if in your market in Canada, you can find numbers like this. And this is, I say it has the bones of a good deal. It is not a home run yet, but it has the bones of a home run type deal, right? So that's what we're talking about here. Amanda says no chance of finding those numbers back home. And that is the point, ladies and gentlemen. So that is our deal reveal. And I'm gonna again invite you to go listen to more of these deal reveals, how in just a couple minutes you can size them up. And how many offers can you put out if you're analyzing them in 3-4 minutes each? You can put in a lot of offers, all right? And it is a numbers game at the end of the day. If you want to create that diamond, you're going to have to go prospecting. You're going to have to go into that mine and start mining and putting offers out there. So with that being said, oh, I do want to congratulate all the action takers who did attend last month's Epic Blueprint, so who entered into the community for the first time and have gotten the foundation on investing in US real estate. Every little thing you need to build that solid foundation and get their first property or their first bundle of properties. So that's amazing. If you happen to have missed it, or if you were there and you're asking when the recording was coming out, well, it is available, it is out. So for anybody listening in who would like to get that virtual training, the recording of this past blueprint, you can go right here to get it, n4t.club/blueprint. n4t.club/blueprint. It will be there available for you so that you can get the foundation. Everybody who is even thinking about US real estate needs to get the blueprint, which is the foundations. Otherwise, you could be setting yourself up to get into some legal mess or tax mess, which we don't want you to do. So the blueprint is there. And anybody who was at the blueprint and who's looking for maybe more hand-holding or more accountability, just reach out to us anytime. info@nowfortomorrow.club. Our team, the JK team, is there to help you achieve your real estate goals. So with that being said, have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Do Now for to Mother, and special love sending out to all the mothers in the community and in the world today. Take care, everyone.